We got Bitcoin still holding on to its green dot here, folks. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about as long as this dot remains green on Bitcoin's weekly chart. We're still looking really, really good. The last time we got one of these green dots was down here back in October. You can see the price was 26,000. We got this dot last week that was called out. So the current level we're watching on Bitcoin is 60K, but we are fully bullish bias here, meaning we think we're going up because of this green dot, folks. The green dots are the buy signals. The red dots are the sell signals. You can see they correlate with the price. We want to buy when the blue wave is down in this area. When the blue wave is down in this area, okay, that means the price is oversold. So again, there is nothing to worry about on this pullback today, guys. We went up 12% last week. 12%, we're down 3% right now. Look at this 3% dip on a weekly chart. It's a little puny, little wimpy dip. Okay, as long as this last dot remains green on Bitcoin, Ethereum, okay, Ethereum got one last week, and Solana, folks, we are fully bullish. Okay, I saw someone asking in the Discord today, what is the stop loss on Solana? It is at the bottom of our weekly candle that we got the green dot on. And I know that's a pretty big risk. That's about a 24% risk. So what you could do is actually come in here to the hourly or the 4 hour. Okay, these are my two favorite charts. I'd set it below this 200 EMA. I'd probably put the stop on Solana at about 150. So that just means if that level breaks, you need to sell and cut your losses. But if you were entering on this green dot, you were in around somewhere, right? If you were entering at the beginning of the week, that's where the price opened last week. So you should be up 24% if you were entering off of this green dot. Okay. And what I encourage you guys to do, what I have found works best when you get the green dots on the weekly, is you zoom in, okay, after we get this dot confirmation. Say you missed it, you didn't get in on the dot. Oh no. Okay, what I encourage you guys to think about doing is zooming into a smaller time frame, like the 4 hour. I really like to use the 4 hour chart in conjunction with the weekly. Okay, so when I get the weekly signal, meaning this is telling me for the next couple of weeks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, this should be going up, right? And our sell target is always when this stochastic hits that white dotted line there, just like it did back here in October. This is a chart of Solana. You can see that thing topped out up here in this area. Well, it didn't top out, but it topped out, pulled back, and then almost topped out again, right? We either sell the red dots or we sell when the stochastic RSI gets close to this white dotted line. That just means the top of the wave is getting close, right? That's when you need to think about selling. So what I encourage you to do, okay, or think about doing, is when you get the weekly confirmation, just like you got back here, okay, yes, hold. But if you want to get a better position, you can take advantage of a dip like this on Solana down 3% today. Because look, it's the same exact strategy as the weekly, right? We want to buy the blue wave, the green dots down in this area. When we are trending above our EMA, that is our 50-week moving average if we're trading a weekly chart. The 50-week moving average is just our mean. Okay, I talk about this in every video because it's very, very important. The 50-week moving average. As weekly chart traders, we need to make sure we are up above the mean. Okay, we don't want to buy below the mean. We want to buy above the mean. Because when you're buying when it's below the mean, you're buying in a bear market. You can see Solana. This was not the time to buy Solana. Okay, because we were just going down, 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 down. Sure, you could have bought in this consolidation period, but where you want to buy is when we break out over it, and then you want to buy the pullbacks into it. So Solana just got really, really close to it at about 120. You had the opportunity to buy around that mean, that 50-week moving average. So the reason we use a 50-week is because, or a 50 EMA is because there's 50 weeks in a year. Okay, 50 weeks in a year, that just gives us the average price of the year. Now, if I'm an investor, right, I don't want to buy when we're way off of the mean. Like the majority of you guys would probably buy, not the majority, because you guys are in the Discord. We don't do this. Okay, this is rule number one, is we never want to get caught buying up here. Okay, on Solana. We never want to get caught buying up here on any asset. So when we're up, how can we tell when we're up here? We're just very extended off the what? Off the mean. So we're using this as a reference point. We want to time our entries into this moving average. Okay, and this one just gave you one back here in July, and again, you got the green dot exploding off of it. So I think we're coming into this. Okay, we're either in a bear trap right now or a massive bull trap. It's really hard to tell right now, folks. But as long as the last dot remains green on our indicator, I like to remain bullish. I like to think we're going up because the indicator, again, is more accurate than what I can sit here and guess what's going to happen. When these green dots come, it's a great time to buy, okay, over a long period of time. If you would have got in back in September, October, the last time we got a green dot down below the 0 line over here, okay, that was back in October. So that was a massive move from, what was that, 20 all the way up to, that was a 10x trade. And then it pulled back 60%. Again, most of you guys were buying up there, but I was screaming at the top of my lungs in March and April that we need to get out, we need to sell, okay? Because we were 60% off of the mean. When we're 60% off of the mean, folks, we're right here in this territory. So right now, I believe we're either here or here. It's too early to tell, but I'm not going to try to guess because no one can ever truly know. But I know for a fact that I got to be bullish, okay, because the last dot is green, and I protect my risk to the downside. I'm not going to sit through a 60% dip, okay? I was entering, if I was buying Solana, I was entering around 150 when I saw this dot come on my screen, okay, because that's when I want to enter, the week of the green dot. Okay, so my stop loss is right there at the bottom of the candle that we get the buy signal on, just like back here. Our stop loss was at the bottom of this candle right here, okay, the candle that the green dot came on. So the stop loss is 149, and then what you want to do as weeks go on is move your stop loss up. Okay, so when this week closes, which it closes on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, that is New York time, you get a new weekly candle every Sunday for crypto. Once we close, we can move our stop loss up. So right now, though, it's sitting at 147. That is the low of this candle right here on Solana. So let's go ahead and take a look at the alerts over the last 48 hours. I apologize yesterday for not dropping a video. I literally sat here and recorded this whole entire podcast covering all these signals. I go to upload the video and I see there was no volume because my mic was muted. It was about an hour-long episode. I don't know if it's gonna be that long here today, folks, but if it is, grab your popcorn because we're looking at some charts, baby. We got a lot of signals going off here over on the Discord, and we're gonna give you guys some context. We're gonna go over the charts and take a look and see if we can't find some good setups. So those charts that we're going to be covering are Ethereum, Math, Jasmy, Rose, Sushi. Okay, a lot of altcoins. I'm looking in here, a lot of crypto altcoins to piggyback off of last week's massive influx of signals that we got. Okay, if you guys missed last week's video, they're posted over here inside the Discord. You guys can always watch those replays if you want to. We're posting videos Monday through Friday right here on this channel, covering all these alerts that we get over here in the Discord. Okay, so API 3 Prime, FET, HBAR given a green dot, KRL given a green dot, Rari given a green dot, DSO, Math was in there twice, AMP token, FLR, Suku, GME was given a red on the weekly chart, so the red dots are the ones where we want to get out, right? We normally want to anticipate the red dots, but when you get that red dot, you can see you got one right here on Solana. That was at about 163, and then it pulled on back. Okay, so if you sat through this red dot, you sat through a 25% dip there, a 25% dip to the downside. So we don't want to sit through those kind of pullbacks, guys. We only want to risk about 5 to even 15%. 15% is a lot too, but if you're trading altcoins, like for example, HNT here, by the way, this has had a massive move off its green dot. This was a huge pickup for the Overkill portfolio. We were entering on this candle. We got the green dot on at $3. I think I got in at $3.30, then again at $3. So my average was about $3.15, but this thing's up about 60%. It hit $6 today. And again, the stop loss has to be at the bottom of the weekly candle. So $4.80 is my stop loss. But I'm hoping for a move like this to just go parabolic here, kind of like we did in the last run back in November. But that looks good. So guys, again, you guys should never risk more than 5 to 15% if you're trading a weekly chart. 5 to 15% is the most you can risk if you're using this strategy correctly. Okay, if you're entering on the green dots, again, this green dot right here, that was a 7% risk to the downside there. That candle, you can see up in the left-hand corner there under where it says Coinbase, it says it was up 6.91%. So again, I got the signal on this candle, so that's the candle I'm playing. That's the candle I need to set the stop loss up. And as the weeks go on, I can move it up, right? I can move it up there to 330. And now I have it moved up to 480 in Coinbase. So at 480, right, if we break this low, I'm going to sell it. But, you know, I'm playing the continuation, right? I'm playing the continuation. Sure, I could sell it and take profits here. But I'm playing that this thing, right, we're not even at the stochastic yet on the white dotted line on HNT. So I think I posted that in the Discord today. The stop loss on that now, if you guys played that trade, was $4.80. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these alerts here. And we also got some of your guys' chart requests over from the Discord that we're going to be covering in today's video. If you get some value out of this, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. This community is growing like crazy, and I'm loving it, folks. I'm loving it. We're all here to win together. It's boring when you win alone. Okay, it's better when you're winning together. Okay, it's about the community, not me, not you. It's about the Overkill Army, baby. Let's get it. So, AKT. Let me make sure these are ascending. Yep, by time triggered. So if you guys want to sort your alerts on the indicator, if you guys have the trading indicator, right, you can add your own alerts here, and then you can sort it by the time triggered. So I have this set to the newest first. So these are the most recent alerts over here from the Discord. And again, we're going to be covering these charts today. AKT has a red dot on the weekly chart, so we're going to start there. And again, that's just a red dot signal. So we got the green dot on this candle, and now you can see it broke down. I think this one is fine as long as you set a stop loss there at $3. $3 has to be the stop. You're risking about 10 cents there. Not a bad move back to the upside here, but that red dot is something to pay attention to. Make sure that thing fades away. Let's look at the 4 hour. Okay, the 4 hour looks ugly to me. Okay, the 4 hour is trending below, and we're just in this kind of consolidation phase. So that's not my favorite, and that red dot, right, that's a warning sign. If that closes the week, we got to be selling. Here's MU giving a big green dot on the daily. So if we're trading a daily chart, okay, I trade both. I mostly trade stocks on the daily, but I trade crypto on the weekly. Okay, so with the daily chart, I like to look for the big green dots. So there are a couple different kind of signals from our indicator here. One is a big green dot and one is a small green dot. So I use the big green dot on the daily and the small green dot on the weekly. So the small green dot will pretty much call out every single signal that you get, but the big green dot will call out the ones with this shaded area down here. This just means it's extremely oversold. So because the daily chart is a smaller time frame than the daily, the weekly, I'm sorry, I like to use the big green dot on the daily and even on the 15-minute and the hourly, right? Anything less than the weekly, my favorite dots are those big ones, and MU just got one here. So if you're playing this dot, I can see it's down a little bit. I think tech's gonna bleed out a little bit, folks. But that is a buy signal. So if you were playing that, you do need to set your stop loss at 110. Okay, I'd even 110 has to be your stop, and I'd be in here on the 4 hour. Okay, playing a bounce here. This thing really needs to get back over 120. So not my favorite looking setup. I'd want to see this thing break back up over the 9 EMA. The 9 EMA is the this is like, think of this as the weekly moving average. So the average over the last 9 days. So if you guys have the trading indicator, you guys get it over here. There's a tab that says trading indicator here in the Discord. Okay, you can click here and you can just load all of my indicators, everything I have. This is the Overkill layout here. So you guys can get the green dots, the red dots, right, all the lines, and these EMAs up here. I use the 9, the 50, and the 200. Okay, but the 9, I like to buy the breakouts over that when it breaks out on the daily chart. So yes, we got a green dot, but not every green dot is accurate, folks. Not every green dot means we're going up. This thing isn't 100%. If it was 100%, I'd be a freaking billionaire right now. Okay, so we gotta use risk management, and we got to identify false breakouts from the true breakouts, right? And I think this is a false signal here on MU. But if you are going to play that here, again, that's just my opinion. $1.08 is the stop loss, and I just don't like the fact that this thing is trending here below on the hourly. So what I'd look for is a breakout over on the hourly chart, and then a pullback into the 50 EMA, which is our 50 week. So back to the bigger and smaller time frame. When I'm trading a weekly chart, I want to look at the 4 hour chart to time my entry after that. So if I'm playing a daily chart, once I get the signal, then I want to play the hourly. Okay, because once I got my signal on the daily, I can then pinpoint my entry on a smaller time frame. So what I like to look for on the hourly chart is when it breaks over the 50, pulls back into it. Let me show you if I can find an example here. So the last time it broke out was right here, right? It broke out back over it, and then it pulled back into it, and then it ripped. Okay, it's the same kind of move on an hourly chart as it is on a weekly. Okay, these rules that we use here, you can use these rules on any time frame that you want. Okay, I think the most important is this one. Okay, we only buy assets trending above the 50 week, right? Whatever time frame you're trading, you do not want to trade something that's trending, right? You want a green dot above the 50 EMA. If I'm on the hourly, right, I want a green dot above the 50 EMA, right? Green dot above the 50 EMA, rip. Green dot above the 50 EMA, rip. But the best time to buy based on the hourly is when it breaks out over it, right? It trends down. Oops. Sorry about this. This is good stuff, though, okay? It breaks out over it on the hourly. Okay, and then it pulls back into it. Boom. There's your pull back into the EMA. There's the big move. Okay, same kind of stuff. So once again, when we're below, right, when we're below the 50 EMA, okay, we're in a bear market. You want to wait for the breakout over it, pull back into it, and then the rip. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Again, that was a daily alert, so I'm not too sold on that one there. I'm not too sold on that one there. But it is trying to bounce there. I'd call, you don't want it to break down below the 200 EMA. Here's Robinhood with the green dot. Okay, again, the green dots up here, great. But we want the green dots down here, and we want them into our 50 EMA. So Robinhood's still sitting about 27% off of its mean. So again, that's a little too expensive for me. I like to explain that as you're going to the grocery store and you're buying your groceries at a 30% premium right now. You're buying it 30% higher than the average. I want to buy Robinhood down here at the 50. Okay, that's what I'm waiting for. Again, not all green dots mean buy, folks. There has to be context, and that's why we do these videos on a daily basis. Okay, so again, we want to buy closer to this 50 EMA. 30% over the average is way too expensive for me, for my liking, right? If I'm going to invest in something, I want to buy it at a good price. I want to buy when it's cheap, like it was down here at $7. It went all the way up to 24 here. Okay, there's some better setups right now. Novavax given a green dot this week. This is actually surprisingly looking really, really bullish. This one's on the looking to buy list, and I'd be in here once again on the hourly. Here's a great example of what I was talking about with the hourly. So again, that weekly dot's given the signal. That gave it this week. That was on Monday. Here's what happened on last week. Big Friday, big breakout. You had the EMA cross right there, the 50 and the 200. Big breakout. Okay, that was that big candle right there. Okay, probably one of these candles. Look at that. Big green dot on the daily. What did we look for? The cross, right? The cross of the hourly. And what did it do? It pulled back, gave you a green dot, and absolutely ripped. This was a huge move here. Okay, that was a 18% move there off of Novavax. Beautiful. I'm looking for some continuation on this because, again, we got a green dot on the weekly. So what I would be looking for is for a move like this again into one of our moving averages, a green dot, and a ripski. Okay, but Novavax, extremely bullish. That one's on the looking to buy list, the green list right there. AMD giving you a weekly red dot. That's ugly. Okay, big flush down, but it does have support right here. You can see it's sitting right on our 50-week right now. I think tech's about to get hurt, folks. That red dot is scary. I wouldn't be buying AMD on this red dot. I think tech's about to get hurt. Okay, here's Dell giving you a big green one. This is a daily alert, just like we saw on MU, but that one's a big one down there. So again, if you're playing this, you need to play the 120 low. You need to put a stop loss at 120 if you're playing this dot. That has to be your stop loss. Okay, so you're risking 4% on that trade, about 3% on that trade. Again, I'd be in here on the hourly, waiting for that breakout and that pullback on the hourly because again, that daily alert is signaling like, hey, this is the potential bottom. How we're going to know is when we get back up over this moving average on the hourly. Okay, but right now it just crossed over, so that's not my favorite trade either. I'm not sold on that again. I think tech is going to get hurt, and let me show you guys why I think that. SQQQ is the inverse. This is the inverse of the tech, and it actually printed a green dot a couple weeks ago, and you guys can't even see this thing. I mean, when tech goes up, this thing goes down. So when tech stocks are going up, this goes down. So this has been going down for the last year or so. But this thing, look at this on the hourly. It broke out here. Okay, now it's trying to bounce right here off of $8. Okay, so if this starts going up, tech's going to start going down. And based on what I'm seeing on the charts, tech stocks don't look that hot. They don't look that hot. Okay, and here's Carvana giving you a red dot on the weekly. So again, I'd be selling here. I'd be getting out of my position here, waiting for a pullback, maybe back to 80. And by the way, Tesla reported earnings today, and they got freaking smacked. They got the smackdown. Let's see where they're at in after hours here. Extended hours. They're way down, back at 220, back at 220, trying to get a bounce there at 220 after hours. That's a big move down. Okay, they missed by a mile on their earnings. They had an awful earnings. Okay, missed by 15%. Did awful. So it's sitting at around 220 right now, which is actually closer to our daily moving average. I was praying for a pullback on Tesla actually. So if we can pick up Tesla around like $200, I think that's going to be a great entry. I think that's going to be a really really good entry. But if you look at the weekly again, the weekly chart told you they were going to miss. Okay, last time we were way up here was back in July. That was the top last time. And then what happened? We got the red dot and we sank all the way from 300 all the way down to 142. And then what do we get? We got the reversal signals down here. Okay, so watch for a pullback on this one. I'm going to be watching the daily chart on Tesla the rest of the week. I'd love to buy this thing around $200 because we did get the golden cross right there. But that's a big earnings miss too. That means they're not making money. But I heard there was some news over here in the Discord. If you guys are a member of the Discord, you do get free news. Look at that. Kamala Harris endorsing Bitcoin. So both United States candidates, I don't even know if Kamala's the real candidate or not. I don't know. But we saw this. Tesla revealed none of their $640 million Bitcoin was sold in Q2. So they're holding. Elon's holding. He's not selling anything. So that's bullish, in my opinion, for crypto. But his stock didn't take the news too well. It's down about 6% after hours. Here's Apple also giving us a red dot on the weekly. Red dot on the weekly. So again, once again, tech oversold. Tech is overbought right now. Look at that. How far are we sitting off the mean? 16%. That's a lot. That's $100 billion to $1 trillion company. So Apple is given a red dot here. I'm going to call this one out. How do I do that? Let me see if I can tweet this. Apple. Screw it. Let me see. Apple give it a red dot and we hit 1,000 subscribers on Twitter. If you guys are new, welcome to the Overkill Army, baby. We're dropping new videos every single day. We're staying updated on these moves, right? We know what the moves are going to do before the moves know themselves. Okay? It's beautiful. Beautiful. Sorry, I just want to make sure people get the gist on this. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just post that in the Discord because I want to actually put some context on that. And let me just put this over here. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And let's drop that just over here. Okay, we'll come back to that. But again, that is a sell signal. Okay, I do not want to be buying or holding Apple right now. That's scary. Okay, what I do is I'd set a stop loss. If you want to have some nuts and hold this thing, but I would definitely set your stop loss at 219 because 15% off the average. That's about the same as we were back here before we pulled back for like 3 months. And I think we short tech now, folks. I don't think tech is looking good. GME's got a green dot a red dot on the weekly. Again, I want to be buying down here. Okay, we were buying GME down here at $10 if we were following the strategy. This thing went from 10 all the way to 60, and now it's pulled back to 25, and now it's just going sideways. So I'm just not a buyer of GME here, even though it had a nice move up today. If you're gonna buy this thing, okay, I know it has a dot on the weekly, but use a stop loss here on the hourly at 24.42. It did cross, right? It did have the hourly cross there. Big move up to 30, then all the way back down to 24. 4 hour don't look bad either. Okay, it does have a red dot on the weekly, but that doesn't mean these smaller time frames. This is why I like to use the daily on stocks, just because it's what most stock traders use. And stocks are obviously different than cryptocurrency, the way you trade them. I think the daily chart's the best one to be trading stocks on, even though the weekly will give you some big gains sometimes. But if you're trading GameStop right now, I'm actually going to add this to my list to watch tomorrow. But $24 looks like a pretty solid stop loss. It had a pretty nice move up today. That was on Wednesday. Wednesday it hit $30 and they flushed it back down. So again, it's back down at the EMAs. A great entry today off of, or last Friday. Is this an hourly chart? 22, yeah, it's Tuesday. So great entry on Monday there off the green dot. at about 24.38, and that just seems to be the bottom right now. So the weekly is red though. Something to keep in mind. Just make sure you use that stop loss at 24 if you're holding on to this. It is bouncing right there on that 9 EMA on GME. Here's AI, C3 AI, also giving a red dot on the weekly. Okay, so the weekly, you got to make sure that thing holds. It's got a nice candle here on the daily today. I use a stop on this one at 27.49 there. Again, I look for the daily green dot if you're going to play this. That could come tomorrow. Okay, nice pullback into our what? Into our EMAs. Okay, green dot bouncing off it. Again, I know the weekly is red. Okay, I know you probably want to be buying down here. Okay, and that's not a bad idea. But if you're playing this thing, like on a daily chart, use a stop loss. It has to hold 27.49 if you're in a position on that. Here's Suku giving a green dot on the daily this week. So stop loss on that's going to be 7 cents. That was the low of last week's candle. Looks like it got rejected pretty hard here, so be careful on this one. If 7 cents breaks, watch to pick it back up at 6. Okay, watch to pick it back up at 6 there. Again, I'd be on the 4-hour here, sniping my entries on the 4-hour on the green dots now that we got the weekly. So as long as the weekly holds green, we have to remain bullish. If we get a red dot next week, we got to sell, right? We got to get out. We got to jump ship. But I'd be looking to enter down here just to get a better price on your asset. But I go ahead and move your stop actually up to move your stop. Yeah, like I said, 7 cents. 7 cents is the bottom of last week's low. Green dot is holding. 7 cents has to be the play. That was giving you a weekly buy signal there. Here's FLR giving the weekly. This one looks like it faded. So let's wait for that one to come back here. That one's just grinding down. Okay, I don't like that one. Here's AMP token. AMP token. I got to stop on this at the bottom of this wick right here at about 0.0036. Okay, let's look at the daily. Okay, daily's getting rejected here. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour just don't look good either. Okay, so once again, sniping our entries on the 4-hour here. Okay, watch for that green dot if you want to play this one. The last dot is green, so it is bullish, folks. So if we pump up big tomorrow, everyone's going to freak out and wish they bought today off this little tiny 3% dip. But if you're playing AMP token, set your stop loss right there at 0.003. That's just the bottom of this week's candle right here. Okay, playing the bottom of that candle off of this signal right here. Last time it printed, that was a pretty good move there. I mean, that was a 10x trade, right? 10x trade. So you put in 10 grand here, you made 100 grand all the way up to the top. Congratulations. But yeah, green dot, something to be mindful of. Stop loss has to be 0.0035. I'd like to hear what you guys think we're in right now. I'd like to hear what you guys think we're in. Are we in a bear trap or are we in a bull trap? What do you guys think? Is this a bull trap or a bear trap that we're sitting in the middle of? Okay, because the green dots only come right here, and right here. This is when the green dots come. Boom, boom, boom. Every time we see a green dot, it's either one of these phases. A bull trap is where we get a buy signal and we think we're going back up, but then they flush it on us. Okay, and then we're in despair. And then a bear trap is when everyone thinks we're going down, right? Everyone's, oh, we're going down. And then a green dot comes and then we rip. So I'd like to know what you guys think down in the comment section or in the Discord. Where do you guys think we are? What's the sentiment right now? Are we in a bear trap or a bull trap? Okay, are we going to explode back up? Or are we going to break down here and flush a bunch of people out of the market, get all the liquidity and everything? Elon Musk isn't selling. So that kind of tells me, right, I'm more sitting right here in a bear trap. I think we're in a bear trap right now. Okay, if Elon's not selling, why would we sell? Okay, why should we sell? Here's DSO, red dot, ugly. This one's math. Math needs to hold. Move your stop loss up to, I'm going to say 20 cents on this one, but that green dot did fade. So if the green dot shows up and fades away, again, you guys need to get out of your position. We need to make sure this week closes green. So make sure that green dot comes back. If you're in the position, if you played the green dot, use 20, just call it 20 cents with your stop loss. I know that's about a 10% risk, but when you're trading really low cap coins, that's the risk you're having to take there. And this one's on math. Again, 0.021 is the stop loss on this, and that green dot has faded. So make sure that thing comes back this week. DSO still just grinding down again. Wait for this to break up over our 9 EMA here, that orange line. Wait for that to happen. Okay, don't enter because it's just grinding down right now. Wait for this big igniting candle right here. Boom, ignite, rip. Okay, that's what you're waiting on. Okay, this could go sideways for a very long time. Okay, that's another thing we could do is just do this for a while. Stealth phase. I wouldn't mind this. I wouldn't mind us just chilling out, right? Bitcoin, just chill out a little bit, right? Just go sideways, and then rip. Kind of like it did here. Sideways, rip. Sideways, rip. Okay, this has been really choppy over the last couple of weeks. That's why a lot of people are losing their minds. Okay, a lot of people are losing their minds, including myself some days. Okay, it's annoying to see your portfolio up 30% and then it's down 10%. And then it's up 20% and it's down 30%. That's the kind of market we're in though right now. Okay, and we just have to accept that. Okay, the best thing we can do is listen to the indicator. Okay, if we're listening to the indicator and buying down here and not up here, we're beating the rest of retail because the majority of retail is buying way up here and they're getting crushed. Okay, we want to be buying down in this area just like Rari right here, given the green dot. I'd really like Rari. This one's actually on the look at the buy list here, okay, this week. So the stop loss on this one, ooh, it might hit it here. 194. 194. That's an easy trade setup right there. As long as that green dot holds into the end of the week, I think that looks good. Okay, and the 4 hours getting down here as well. So I'd buy this one on the next 4 hour dot. This is Rari. This is a very, very small market cap crypto here. And my stop loss would be 190. Okay, so the next one of these on the 4 hour, I'd be looking to buy. I'm actually going to set myself an alert for this. Okay, you guys won't see this, but if you have the indicator yourselves, you guys can set up alerts on any time frame. The daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15-minute. I call out all of the weeklies and the dailies, right? The big green dots on the dailies and the weeklies over here in the Discord. Those are just on my watch list. Those aren't like you might have something on your watch list that I don't have. But I call all those out. But if you guys want to set your own, again, you just right click down here, you hit add alert. And then what I like to do is do once per bar so it never expires. It's an open-ended alert. And then, right, I use the small greens for the weekly and the big greens on the daily, the 4 hour, and the hourly. And then if you want to use sell signals, again, same thing. I always use the small green dots on the sell signal just because I want to see every single one and not just the big ones. Okay, not just the ones with the shaded areas. I always want to get out on the red dot. I never want to hold through a red dot. Okay, if you can never hold through a red dot, you will improve your trading just by doing that, by cutting your losses quickly. Okay, again, this one, right, you didn't want to hold through this. That was a 60% dip. That's what happens when you hold through the reds, okay? Buy the greens, sell the reds, folks. It's really easy. And this one down here, okay, look at this. Green dots came back down here back in, what was that, October? Thing ripped up to $8. Came all the way back down to 1.5, giving you another one here. So again, tight stop loss here on at 191. I just set the 4 hour alert, I think. I'm going to set another one just in case, but small green, I'm going to do the small green only once on Rari here. Okay, and I might look to enter this one off this green dot. I got to see if this thing holds into Sunday, but if we get a green dot here like this on the 4 hour and this weekly dot holds into Sunday, this might be a great trade. I mean, all the way back up to 6 is about 200% there. So that don't look too bad. That is Rari. That is a cryptocurrency. Here's a KRL, another low cap coin here. Stop loss at 38 on this one. The green dot did fade. Let's look at the hourly or the 4 hour here. Another one I'd look to buy, a snipe one on the 4 hour here, but that one is a big move up. Okay, flush it back down, get everybody out. Okay, this is a low cap stock. I'm actually going to add this one to the look in the buy list as well. So Rari and KRL, I actually like AMP token as well. Okay, AMP token, look at that. AMP token's actually given a 4 hour dot right here, right now. So how you want to play that 4 hours, you want to set the stop loss, call it at 0.004. Okay, but that is a signal right there. I'm going to write this one down. I might make a move on this after stream. What's the monthly say? Okay, monthly's got a doji going in there. This one don't look bad. Okay, that green dot is a signal. I'm going to add this one to the look in the buy list as well. Here's Prime. Prime's still holding the dot. I see a lot of people getting stopped out on this. I think you guys are setting your stop losses a little too snug. This one needs to be at 690. 690 is your stop. And look at that. You got green dots down here on the 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour chart's got green dots. You got a green dot right here on the weekly. 690 has to be your stop loss here on Prime. This is a gaming coin, I believe. And it had a really nice move here in this bull market. Okay, now we pulled back, flushed everybody out. 690 has to be your stop loss. That's the bottom of these candles right over here. But again, that dot is holding, and you're getting a green dot here on the 4-hour as well. So we just actually got the daily candle closes. Those happen every day at 8 p.m. New York time. So we just got a new candle form about 15 minutes ago from the time this is being recorded. Here's H-bar. H-bar's got the weekly as well. So where's our stop loss? Let's put it right here at the bottom of this green candle at 6. Okay, 6 cents on that. Again, there's your signal. Where are we at on the 4-hour? Look at that. The 4-hour has pulled back and is giving you the green dot here. Crypto's looking really, really good right now. We got a stop loss on this one. Call it 0.066. Okay, 0.066 on the stop loss. You're risking 0.02, right? You're risking nothing on this entry. Okay, this is a beautiful entry here. You're risking 3% to the downside here on a green dot on a weekly chart, which can result in big, big gains there. H-bar looks good with the green dot. Make sure that holds. FET also green dot here. Make sure that one holds 120. I'm going to guess this one's oversold. Look at that. 4-hour. We're getting a bunch of 4-hour dots here live on video. Okay, very, very oversold too. Very oversold. What are some of these other names doing? What's Dodge doing? Okay, Dodge is getting down here as well. That looks good. Okay, 12.0 or 12.5 is the stop on Dogecoin. Again, that's going to be another 4% risk there on Dodge. Okay, again, playing the green dot on Dogecoin. This one looks good. You got even the cross here on the 4-hour. Daily, putting in an igniting candle, and the weekly gave you the green dot a couple weeks ago, which we called out. Here's Sushi giving you a green dot. Stop loss on this, I'm going to put down here at 60. 60, and again, hourly looks ugly, but look how far down here we are, just like how we were back here in July. Boom. Okay, 58 cents. It ripped all the way up to 75. So crypto looks like it wants to run, folks. I know some people are freaking out about this little dip we had yesterday. But these green dots are holding, folks. I don't see very many red dots showing up here. We had one on AKT, and that's it. I don't see any other red dots. All these are holding. Jasmy's holding. Rose is holding. Sushi's holding. API3's holding. Prime's holding. FET's holding. Okay, H-bar's holding. All the names, Bitcoin, Solana, everything's holding. So this next round of 4-hour dots, okay, this would be a great place to act and just put your stop loss at the bottom of the candles on the 4-hour chart. Just like how we got these dots back here on the 4-hour, boom, you put it at the bottom of those 4-hour candles. Okay, bottom of those 4-hour candles just like that. So just how we use the macro, okay, we can get in here and we can snipe on the 4-hour. 0.076 would be the stop on Oasis. And if that gets a green dot, you'd even move it up. Okay, you'd probably move it up there to 0.085, and then you're risking a lot less than if you were, playing it at the bottom of this candle right here. Just all risk management, folks. But this next round of 4 hours, if your name is getting a 4-hour dot right now and it's holding the weekly green dot, great time to buy, folks. Great time to buy. Okay, with a stop loss, of course, if we're wrong. We got to have a stop loss if we're wrong. Here's API 3, 157 on that one. 157 on that. That one looks like it faded. I'm going to guess this 4-hour super oversold. You're getting a 4-hour dot right there. I'll be damned. Here's the weekly on Jasmy. Jasmy's also way oversold right now. So the risk to reward on this is pretty easy. I throw a stop right there at 0.026. Okay, I'd be playing this. Okay, I know the dot faded, but if you want to own Jasmy, just make sure it holds 0.026. Again, this signal came and it faded away. That doesn't mean it can't come back off a pump. If we pump into Sunday, that dot's going to be back on the chart. Okay, because we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for these dots to be confirmed here. Okay, here's ETH, still holding its green dot. I think this is the last one from our alerts here. And once again, 4-hour chart. We got the golden cross here. Set your stop loss on ETH at 3,300. 3,300 is your stop loss here. And yeah, folks, that's how we do it. The green dots are holding. Okay, those are your major levels you guys need to watch. You guys always need to set a stop loss when you're trading, okay, to manage your risk to the downside. Again, it's pretty easy. Okay, if you see a red dot, you want to sell. Okay, you want to sell immediately. If you see a red dot, you want to sell. You can always get back in on the next green dot. Okay, and you always use your stop loss. The stop loss is always at the bottom of the candle that you're playing, right? If you're playing this green dot, that means you're playing this candle right here because that's the candle it came on. This green dot is telling you this candle is the bottom. The bottom of this candle is the bottom, meaning the bottom of that candle is 3,000. I told you 3,300, but it's actually 3,200. Okay? but you can move it up because, again, I don't want to see it go down below that. I'd put it at 3,300 on ETH. But again, if this is the candle you're playing, you got to set your stop loss there. And if you're wrong, you got to take your losses. Okay, nothing's 100%. You're never going to be 100% at this. You guys got to learn how to lose, and you got to learn how to lose fast if you want to be a trader. It's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. Okay, but that is very important to understand. Managing risk. You don't want to sit through the 20, 30, 40, 50% dips. Okay, you just don't want to do it. You want to sit through maybe a 5 to 10% dip, because on the upside, when you're right on the weekly chart, okay, it kabooms. Okay, it doesn't matter if you lost 5 or 6%. When you get back in on the next dot, right, you have this red one here. Okay, boo, you lost 4%, but you got back in on the next one, and this thing just went absolutely parabolic. Okay, so you made up for your losses, and you made some. So it's a numbers game, folks. It's a numbers game. Percentages, it's a numbers game. Okay, the dots are our entries. Okay, and then we set our stop losses, and we sell the red dots, and we always take our profits. Don't be greedy. Take your profits. Okay, if this stochastic gets back up here to the white dotted line, sell some or sell it all. Okay, that's how we take our profits. Buying the bottom of the wave, selling the top of the wave. Let's hit your guys' chart requests here. NXGL weekly chart is green. This one looks like a pump and dump though. Okay, looks like some type of biotech company. So $2.17 would be the stop. I'd look to buy this one on the hourly into pullbacks. I don't know. If you know that they have a drug coming out or something, please let us know. Or they got the cure to cancer or something, let us know in the Discord. But it's up 30% this week. So if you would have got in last week, I'd feel better. But up 30%, I don't really like to buy personally. So I'd advise to just wait for a pullback on a smaller time frame. Here's CLBR. That one's green. That one just needs to hold 216. This looks like another biotech company. So make sure that holds 216. The daily chart looks ugly. I don't know if you got some context behind what these are, but those biotech companies I stay away from. I don't trade those a lot of the time just because they're just so up and down. And they're really hard to read. USDT.D. We had a little pump today into stable coins, but the last dot is still red. So we've talked about this almost in every video because our boy Live in the Discord requests them. But the USDC and USDT.D, these are the dominance charts. So this tells you when money's flowing in and out of stable coins. When money is flowing into stable coins, Bitcoin is going up. Okay, so this was the last bear market for Bitcoin. When stable coins go up, meaning when the last dot is green on these two charts, Bitcoin is going down. If it's green, if it's red like it is right now, Bitcoin is going up. So this dot being red is extremely bullish for the markets. Think about it. The dominance chart tells you the dominance, how much of crypto holdings is in stables. So if people aren't in stable coins, what are they in? People are taking money out of their stable coins and putting it into Bitcoin as Bitcoin goes up. And when the top of the market comes for Bitcoin, let me show you this. Okay, Bitcoin's going up, USDC.D is going down. Okay, because stable coins are going out, going into Bitcoin. It's the inverse of Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin's going up, these are going down. So these dots on these two charts right here, still being red, extremely bullish for the markets. Extremely bullish, and another reason to be bullish on the crypto markets right now. Here's DXCM, Dexcom. This one's got a green dot. That showed up last week. Make sure it holds 108. 108 is your stop loss on that. And yeah, I'd be a buyer as long as this last dot remains green. Just make sure you hold 108 there. And that's just the bottom of this candle right here. Dogecoin. Dogecoin's still holding green on the weekly. Let's look at the 4 hour. Again, the 4 hour is getting way down here. So I'd be a buyer of Dogecoin on the next green dot. Next green dot is where you're going to want to buy Doge. And that is on the 4 hour chart. I think these things are about ready to explode, folks. I think they're really about ready to explode. Move your stop loss. You know what? I just keep it right where it's at. Put it at 12. Just put it at 12 cents. Or you know what? Put it at 12 cents. That's about a penny off from where we're sitting right now. And again, you're playing the next green dot on the 4 hour. XLM, also 4 hour, very oversold down here at 10 cents. That weekly chart, see, that's topping out, it looks like. I'm not going to say this is the top, but it's getting up into that territory, right? If you were buying this, you were buying it about 8 cents, 9 cents. It went up to 11. That was a 20, 30% trade. Okay, I'm a little more cautious now that we are up here on the on the weekly, so I'd be using the 4 hour here to snipe my trades. Just make sure this thing holds. Okay, I'm going to call it 9 cents. That's your stop loss, 0.096. But I think the next move is going to be up for XLM just based on how oversold we are. Okay, last time we were this oversold was back here in July. Okay, that was back over here. Okay, and look what happened. That was at 7 cents. It absolutely ripped. We're back down in the same exact spot here, but we're actually above the EMA. So crypto's going to have a big day tomorrow, folks. I think it's going to be a big day for crypto tomorrow, just based on what I'm looking at on the 4-hour charts. They look really good. And also, Bitcoin way down here on the 4-hour as well. And guess what? We're still holding green. So as long as Bitcoin remains green, I don't have to look at the weekly chart anymore. I can look at the 4-hour. Okay, I can come in here. I can move my stop loss up to 63,000, which is where we bounced right here last time. And I can add again on my next green dot. Okay, I think Bitcoin looks extremely bullish. Ethereum too. Again, where are we on the 4-hour? We're down here. Okay, stop loss on this. By the way, the ETFs did launch today, and there was over $1 billion worth of volume traded. A massive amount of volume coming into Ethereum. And what do we get? We got the 4-hour cross here. I think crypto's about to just freaking rocket, folks. I think it's coming. I think it's coming, folks. I think it's coming. Filecoin stop loss on that. I'm looking at the 4-hour, 429. That one is holding green. 429 on the stop loss for a move higher. Call it 425. Uniswap, this one's been kind of lagging, which is surprising. Because this is an Ethereum ecosystem token. Play in the next 4-hour. Honestly, my stop loss is down here at 672. That's where we bottomed right here. Just make sure that level does not break. If that level breaks, we're wrong on direction here. But I think this green dot's coming, and I think it's coming very soon. I saw ENS, which is a Ethereum name, up big today. Up like 27% or something like that today. Maybe it wasn't. It was like 15%. So nice move there. So I think Uni could have some in it. And I like it as long as it holds 670. Again, no green dot confirmation. Maybe look to snipe this one on the 4-hour off the next green dot there. And again, just use your stop loss at where we bottomed right there back in, that was July 4th, Independence Day. Brett looking good here on the 4-hour. Stop loss at 12 cents. No data. I have no data on the weekly chart because it's so new. Last dot is red there. So again, you want to play the 4-hour there at 12, about 12 cents. It's going to be your stop loss, 12.5. Just make sure it holds where we're bouncing right there. Nice uptrend here on the 4-hour, right? Bouncing at a higher high. Brett's looking good. Let me go ahead and add Uni to my look at a buy list. I'm just going to keep an eye on that one. Here's Prime. Again, green dot showing here. I think your guys' stop loss are just set too snug. I mean, if you set one right there, I could have understood right off that dot if you set it at 8. But now it should be all the way down here at about 688. If you guys are still playing this, that one is still holding green. Here's VeChain. Not looking too good, but doesn't mean we can't get a pump here. Okay, nice pullback into the moving average. 0.028 is going to be the stop loss on this one. Okay, that one's trying to find a bottom here. You can see the green dots are coming. So this is the moment of truth. I think this week is the moment of truth. This will tell us, right? This next move is going to tell us if we're in this or if we're in this. If this move is for real, okay, we should get a really big move on some of these names over the next couple of weeks. A really big move. Okay, kind of like you saw on HNT. Okay, this is banging out right now. Banging out. Okay, boom. You could see this on some of these names here. VeChain, I think, is a solid quality name, the official Layer 1 blockchain of the UFC. But I got a stop loss on this one at 0.027. I like it here, okay, with the 4-hour green dots. Let's look at the monthly. Monthly has a big fat doji candle there on VeChain. Wow. I think it's time to put some money to work, folks. I've been saying that for the last week. I think I called the bottom on the 14th. I said the bottom was in the 14th of July when I started seeing these. When we had this massive influx over here, okay, when you see this massive influx of green dots on crypto, all these were cryptocurrencies, right? All cryptocurrencies. Okay, all cryptocurrencies. I mean, when you see that, folks, I mean, that's go time. Okay, that's when it's go time right there. Okay, and I don't see any red dots. All I'm seeing is green. So I'm fully bullish on the markets, folks, and I'd be adding on these green dots here on the 4-hour, especially if they're above these moving averages. Okay, you can see how VeChain just sitting right on the moving average right now. This is a great trade. This is probably my favorite trade setup of the day. Okay, because it is holding its green dot here. Okay, holding its green dot, and it pulled back down here on the on the weekly here. That looks really good. Here's SHIB. SHIB also 4-hour dot here. So where's our stop loss? Our stop loss is right there at point whatever that number is. What's SHIB's market cap now? What is Shiba's market cap? You guys remember over here, by the way, you can use this tool. All you got to do is type /info and then you look up your ticker. So this is Shiba Inu. So I just typed in SHIB. So it's a $10 billion market cap right now. That's pretty high. That's high. Okay, and I don't like that the 4 hours down here. What's Comp doing? Comp's also got a green dot as well. There on the weekly. What's the monthly doing? Yeah, monthly's got a green candle too. This one looks interesting. But Shiba, I just don't like the fact that it's below our moving averages, right? Some of these other names like VeChain, at least we're above our moving averages. That tells us there's actual price strength. See, we broke out of it, pulled back, ripped, and now we're pulling all the way back. Okay, pulling all the way back. Green dot on the 4 hour. When you get the green dot on the 4 hour and we're still holding the weekly, folks, that's a great time to pull the trigger because all you got to do is set your stop loss. Okay, set the stop loss right there at 0.027. 0.027. You're risking 2% on this trade on VeChain, okay, for massive potential upside. And I really like this doji right here on the monthly. That looks really good. I might need to. I'm writing that one down. I might need to take a position on VeChain there. Shiba. Again, I green dot. So use your stop loss there on the 4 hour. The weekly is holding. I just think there's some better setups on Shiba, and I think a $10 billion market cap on that is really high for the project. Like if you look at VeChain, okay, it's a $2 billion company, so it's 5 times less than Shiba. So in my opinion, there's more upside potential in a name like VeChain than there is on SHIB. Here's ICP, also very deep down here on the 4 hour chart. Monthly has a nice doji here. Wow. Okay, 4 hour or the weekly looks really good. Stop loss is gonna be, yeah, I'm gonna put it at $9. But on the green dot, I would be entering on that. ICP, that one's also on the looking to buy list. That one looks really good. Here's NEAR, also way deep down here on the 4 hour. Get ready to pull the trigger because we are holding the green dot. So your stop loss on NEAR, if you're playing this, just call it $5.50. Okay, but wait on the green dot confirmation before you act on the 4 hour. But the weekly is holding there. AVT. This is a lower cap crypto here. I think this one's like pennies. It's like a penny stock, but 1.8 is the stop loss on that one. And you got to be careful setting your stop losses on some of these really small market cap coins. But that one looks like it's about ready to print a 4 hour right there. And it's got the green dot still on the weekly. Here's CRV. Here's an ugly chart. I would not touch this with my worst enemy's money. Okay, so again, when we're trending below the mean, the 50-week, okay, rejected. You're trading in a bear market. You want to trade charts that are up and to the right. Take a look at ICP, for example. We're going up and to the right now. Up and to the right, bouncing, making a higher low. This one's making lower lows. This is just an ugly chart. I wouldn't touch CRV. Do not touch it. Unless you know something about the fundamentals that I don't. You think it's going to be a big project, the next Amazon, then buy it. But technically, I wouldn't trade it. WOO's another one that's trending below our 50-week moving average. So, again, don't want to take a look at that. DOT is below it, but it's sitting right there, and it's a good quality project. I got a stop loss on this one at 489. Okay? Again, last time we got the green dot this deep was around this area back in October. $3 went to 12. That was a 400% move. And you're getting a 4 hour dot right now on Polkadot. So this looks really good. Stop loss on this is going to be 580 right now. We're actually putting in a double bottom right there. Double bottom. Okay, looks good. Here's STX. STX is showing a weekly here. Give me a sec. Showing a weekly. This one's still strong too. This is another name I really like. I'd be looking to buy the next 4 hour dot. 4 hour dot on the 4 hour, and just make sure our green dot holds the chart and we don't print red. That one's dancing right on our stop loss right now. Right on the stop loss at the moment. Okay, maybe move that down to 165, but just wait for the green dot confirmation before you take your entry. Here's Chainlink giving you the green dot right here on the 4 hour as well. And again, holding green there too. Stop loss is going to be, just call it 13. $13 on chain link here. This one looks good. Spell's grinding down here. Weekly still green. Stop loss can be moved up. Wait for the green dot. You can move your stop loss up. I'd probably move it up to right there at 0.00623. PALL. This 4-hour chart looks really good too. I don't know what this thing does. PAL.ai. Not on Coinbase, so I can't trade it. Can I? No. Not on Coinbase. 27 cents is the level you want to hold there. That's just playing that 4-hour dot. And again, you got a green dot on the weekly, so you got to be bullish long term. And you're getting a signal, a reversal signal here on the 4-hour, just like you did back here before it did the rippity dippity. Okay, this one looks really good. PAL looks good. And the last one's going to be NKN. Below the 50-week here. I don't like it. I think there's some better names that you could be trading. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. We covered Rari, BTT. BTT. Not a fan, my brother. Not a fan of this one. Okay, it is green, but use your stop loss right there, I guess. I can't really look at this chart because it just got rugged. Look at the 4-hour. Yeah, wait for the 4-hour dot if you're playing that one. Don't know anything about that. We covered Suku, covered ICP, covered Link, covered AVT, covered XLM. XLM looks good too. XLM was another name that I want to consider adding to here on the next green dot on the 4-hour. That thing's coming, probably today or tomorrow. And I'd set your stop loss right below our 200 there at 0.096. 0.096 would be the level. Again, just playing the dot there on the 4-hour. Now that we got the weekly, this scares me a little bit. Okay, being way up here, but that doesn't mean we can't have a move like this happen. Okay, this one is a little bit below the 50-week, but last dot's still green. So if the last dot's still green and I get a green dot on the 4-hour, I could take action on that. Just make sure your stop loss is set right there at 0.09. I'm going to call it 0.095. True USD, TRUU, USD, Coinbase. Okay, 4-hour dot has printed here. Boom, 11 cents is your stop loss. Weekly dot has faded, so we really need to bounce. This needs to be the bottom. 0.11 needs to be the bottom. And I don't like the fact that it got rejected right there off the EMAs. Again, I think there's some better names, better looking setups right here. This thing has to pump right now. It has to pump really hard. It has to get like back over 15. Okay, so playing that dot, use a stop at 11 cents there on the 4-hour chart. HE, Hawaiian Electric from Smartass over the Discord. 4-hour chart, this thing's grinding up. So how I play this one is a pullback on the 4-hour and a green dot. You want the 4-hour to pull back into these moving averages here. Okay, that's where you want to play that. The weekly is a little overextended. Looks like they just had some type of news here. Must be some type of news that made this catalyst up 64%. So again, sitting pretty far off the moving average here. You can play the bounce here off the 9 EMA, but that's a little more risky because there's more chance for a snap back. I like to buy on the 50 EMA. Okay, but 1390 would be the stop loss. That's just based on the 4-hour where we bounced there today. The daily chart looks a little overextended too here. Again, I want to buy close to the EMA, the 50 EMA on the daily and the weekly here. Okay, so make sure 13.9 holds there if you're trading it. Again, you probably want to get in here on an hourly chart, maybe trade the pullbacks. If it comes back to 11, that'd be great. Okay, if it comes back and hits 11, that'd be a great entry off the hourly. But I'd be watching these smaller time frames here. And again, that's a big move over 2 weeks. So if that can keep going, that'll be impressive for sure. Stop loss would be the 1390 level there, Smartass. Thank you guys for the request, by the way. You guys make my job really easy. NXGL. Was this that freaking biotech that you called out? I don't know. I really don't trade biotechs. I'm going to be honest with you. It did give you a green dot this week, but I'm not a supporter of pharmaceutical drugs. I just don't support it. And I just don't like to trade it either, to be honest with you. XRP putting in a doji. Okay, so XRP needs to hold its weekly here. I bet you this one has a 4-hour coming up here. Last 4-hour came right there into the 50 at 54. So I'm going to put a stop loss at this at 46. If it breaks, look to buy it again at 52. Okay, because again, guys, if your stop loss breaks and we keep going down, you can always rebuy back in at this level. Okay, the whole goal is just to take some profits. Okay, and not ride out the dips. So If you want to play where it's bouncing here on the 50, you can see it's bouncing right there at 57. Okay, I think a green dot's coming on XRP. I think this move is going to continue. Look at the monthly. Fat candle on the monthly there. It'd be nice. People have talked about it. People said it's going to happen for years now. Let's see the move. Let's see it. I think it's more of a stable coin, but okay, right here you were buying it at 40 cents. It pumped up to 60, and now everyone wants to buy it. It's the same exact kind of thing here, right? At 40 cents, nobody wants it. 40 cents, nobody's buying XRP. It goes up to 60, and everybody's jumping on the train. Everyone's, oh my God, XRP. And then it pulls back like it does on the 4 hour, right? Pulling back. It's not really pulling back. It's actually a very strong trend. If you could pick this up at 50 cents, I think that'd be a great buy there on XRP. FET we covered. Trade. That's got a green dot there. Set a stop loss on this one at, call it 47 cents. No idea what this thing is. I'd be playing the next 4 hour. Enter on the next 4 hour, but set your stop loss. I mean, you could actually probably move that thing up to 57 right there. Okay, but that looks good. Okay, looks good with a stop at 57. Green dot this week. We covered all those for you, brother. Ondo, Quant. I don't think we covered Quant and GRT. Quant still lagging, dude. Lagging hard. Again, below our 50 weeks, so it's not my favorite setup here. Everyone was hooping and hollering about QNT a while ago, but it does have a green dot, so just make sure it holds 66. 66 needs to hold. You got a green dot right there on the weekly, but there's just not a lot of trading volume on QNT. I think Link's a better buy than QNT. And I want to look at GRT too, but Link's got a green dot, and Link actually has volume. Link actually has people buying it. You got the green dot right there on Link too. So stop loss on Link's going to be 350. Okay, nice doji there. Watch for a move on Link this week. Okay, last dot is still green on that one too. I'm writing Link down too. So far on my list, I got AMP, VET, and Link. Those are the ones I'm wanting to buy so far. XLM maybe. That's like the runner-up just because of how high the stochastic is. Let's look at GRT. GRT's green too. Let's see, it's below those EMAs, but look how far down here we are. This one looks a little oversold. Very oversold here on the 4 hour at least. Got rejected there off the 50. Just not my favorite, dude. I think my favorite out of these is Link. You have Ondo as well. Ondo I didn't look at. No data on my indicator because it's so new. But that got rejected off its EMA too. So some of these names just look awful. This one's got the 4 hour dot right there. So if you wanted to play it, use your stop loss at 93. You're playing this green dot right here. Okay, that level needs to hold. If that breaks, okay, I jump ship. Okay, call it 90 cents if you don't want to be as conservative, but 93 is the bottom of that wick right there. I think that's it for our requests here, folks. I think I got all you guys, and I think we're covered. So sorry it was such a long video. I was supposed to cover a lot of these tomorrow. We got one more from Smartass here. Serve. Maybe this is a banger. End us on a banger, buddy. Okay, this one's ripping right now. Okay, big move up here. Not sure what this thing is. Looks like a robotics company. SERV. Okay, if you guys got requests, get those over there throughout the week. Again, we're dropping videos Monday through Friday here. I will not be dropping a video this Thursday or Friday. I'm going to be on traveling on the road. So there will be a video tomorrow and then a video again on Monday. If you guys need me, I'll be over here in the Discord. By the way, if you're not a member, make sure you come over here and join. Okay, all I got to do is click this link, and you guys will get instant access to all the alerts, trades, request tab, our watch list, our research tool, everything you guys need to improve your trading. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is going to make you a successful trader, but it's going to give you a lot of tools and a community that that can help you. And that's what it's all about here, folks. Let me look at that robotics company real quick. That's a $348 million company. Looks like they design and develop operations, low emissions robots that serve people in public spaces with food delivery in the United States. Wow. That's yeah. That's a good call out. I'll give it to you, smartass. I like the concept. I like the fundamentals. I mean, I don't like the idea of robots at all. But wow, this is a low cap one that only a $300 million company. I mean, more of a fundamental play than anything here. I'd look to buy the green dots on these pullbacks here. That's a massive move. God, I wish you would have called this out like last Thursday at $2. It went all the way up to 13. I'm going to go ahead and add this one to my list there, buddy. And I'm looking for a pullback on the 4 hour. I want to pull back into our EMA here at about 362. Good call out there. I like it. I mean, they're a robotics company. I mean, that's obviously probably going to be a thing in the future as long as the grid don't go out. But we'll see what happens. That's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope I earned your thumbs up. If we can get this video to 100 likes, I'll give away $500 worth of Bitcoin. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys need me, hit me in the Discord or drop a comment down below. I'm always reading the comments. God bless y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.